My name is Miguel Adams.
And Miguel, what brought you out here tonight?
Well, I am an activist, community organizer. I've been doing this for years. I'm concerned about the police brutality going on in our communities. And as an activist and community organizer, it's my responsibility to be out here in, collaborating and bringing the word out to the community that this must end, police brutality.
Do you think this is bigger than the recent issues with Mike Brown and Eric Garner? Do you think this stems from more than that? Is there an underlying cause here?
Of course, yeah. The root cause of the problem is what we call today the new Jim Crow, And there was, of course, once we called the Jim Crow, now we call it the old Jim Crow. But as there's an author of a great book that has been published almost 5 years ago now, Michelle Alexander. She authored the book, The New Jim Crow, and started the movement to end the New Jim Crow. I was honored to be part of starting that movement together with Jazz Hayden, who is one of the activists that organized the prison revolt in Attica. And so we decided that we have to bring to the people the message that the root cause of police brutality, mass incarceration, the root cause of disenfranchisement from voting, disenfranchisement from housing, from higher education, and the perpetual state of poverty stem from slavery. And Michelle Alexander said one system of oppression is substituted by another, slavery by segregation, and now segregation by mass incarceration, which is a form of police state brutality. And of course, since mass incarceration of the war on drugs were ordered by President Nixon, we've seen the scale of the SWAT teams in our community, the militarization of the police in our community due to a forced drug on war, because it's really a war on people, especially people of color. So all this police brutality, all this militarization that we see in Ferguson, I think happened from the day to the night. It has been a process systematically put in place, and it's very well explained in Michelle Alexander's book, The New Jim Crow, also his manifesto calling people to rise to movement. So that's why I'm here, to number one, collaborate with everybody that's I want whatever capacity are challenging the system of oppression, and also to bring education also in connection to the communities. Yeah, so that's why I'm here. Just to collaborate, to talk about what we want to do. We got a national plan. We got a national movement that anybody could implement. And churches are implemented. Teachers, we got a curriculum prepared by Michelle Alexander's and teachers. It's called Teaching Tolerance on the New Jim Crow, and it's prepared for high schools. It just came out now in October. Our goal now, together with everybody in the community, to be pushed into every high school in this nation, so that we could break the root causes of racism, the root causes of supremacy, and the root causes of a lack of education, and bring comprehensive and holistic education to our community. We also want to bring it to the jails and the prisons. So individuals like myself who have been mass incarcerated could raise conscious awareness and understand why are we being mass incarcerated, so that we could break with a pattern of falling into that trap, that has been set up since the time of Nixon when he declared the war on drugs in 1971. It was clear when he declared the war on drugs, it was not meant for the hippies that were doing psychedelics in the plaza. The war on drugs were for people in the inner cities, and since then we've been mass incarcerated. Since then we've seen how the prison industrial complex has escalated. Nixon, through Ford, then Reagan put more money into it, and then came who we thought was the first black president, Clinton, put more money into prison industrial complex. And even our own president right here, Obama, he has not done what he's supposed to do. And Eric Holder, so we have to hold these individuals, whether white or black, accountable, of why this is continuing to happen. And who else is going to do it but us, people from the ordinary people from the community who are suffering, the consequence of the war on drugs and and the new Jim Crow, there's practices, policies, and laws that keep us in a perpetual state of poverty. I can't vote in the state of Florida because I got felonies. Even though I put in my clemency, my petition to the clemency board, 15 years ago, you know, because they're only processing maybe 200, 300 petitions, petitions in the clemency board a year. There's 1.5 million formerly incarcerated in Florida. So how are they going to address the disenfranchisement of so many people, 200 and 300 individuals, you know, a year? It's impossible. Mathematically, it will take, you know, 100 years to do so. So what we want to do is also tackle those things, because when I can't work because I got to check the box, it's going to keep me in the hood. If I'm in the hood and I got no job, you know what? I got to survive. I'm going to sell weed, you know. I'm fortunate, you know, I want to work, you know, but also I want to work for a good paying job. I don't want to work for slave labor, neither, you know. So all those things are interconnected, you know. That's why I'm for the people in Walmart, you know. They have, you know, we got people in our community, you know, the family institution, the father and the mother, you know, working for minimum wage, and they can barely make it. That is part of the new Jim Crow. You know, so those are things we want to talk about. We want to teach ordinary individuals, just like I was taught in New York at the Riverside Prison Ministry that kicked off the campaign to end the new Jim Crow almost 5 years ago with Miguel Adams. And I got Seth Jazz Hayden, who was one of the organizers of the revolt in Attica. And I'm honored to have been trained up there. And now we're moving across the nation, opening chapters, just like the Black Panthers did, going to the communities. You know, we know the Black Panthers had the first Head Start programs, and then the state, you know, copied that. And so that's what we want to do: open chapters and teach. You know, and we want to train individuals from the community, all walks of life, for most sections of the communities, because this is, of course, the new Jim Crow apply mostly to people of color, but we understand also that poor whites are being caught up in being fair game now, and we see the number rising of poor whites being mass incarcerated. So listen, we got to come and end that divide and conquer and come together, you know, and do this together. You know, let's end the new Jim Crow one for all, you know, and let's bring teaching tolerance to end the new Jim Crow into schools. It was prepared by a scholar, Miguel Adams, and a whole bunch of teachers, professionals, you know. So we could end the pattern of the violence behind white supremacy, behind police brutality. So we bring that to the school. I think that's a winner, you know. And then we got to do this. We got to also come to the community. We got to do civil disobedience. Dr. King taught us that it has to be done. So we got to do this thing, all this. Like Malcolm has said, through all means necessary. So we're here. Yeah.
Miguel, where can we find out more about your organization? Yeah,
we open a chapter over at 513 West Colonial Drive, Suite 4, in Orlando, Florida, zip code 32804. You can also go to our website. Our chapter name locally is called Speak Up Florida. So you could go to www.speakupfl.org and check us out. And we're building this movement. It has to be with the community. We need people to come, and we're going to do study groups. We want to do forums. We want to do panels or discussions in universities, in libraries, in community centers, anywhere, in churches. And so again, 513 West Colonial Drive, Suite 4, and you can find us online, www.speakupfl.org. And also we got a national website, which is endthenewjimcrow.org, altogether, endthenewjimcrow.org. And that's our website up in New York, but it's pretty much, you can also find other chapters that have been established in your community if you go to endthenewjimcrow.org.